Hello and welcome back to Him. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the gradual progression that happened to these little chickies over the past couple weeks. Actually a few weeks at this point. It's at the time of recording this video, these chicks are now 10 weeks old. So in this first clip, they're probably, I want to say about 2 weeks old, maybe a little less. And as you can see, they still have all the down, but their feathers are starting to come in, and they are very eager to flap around and walk around and everything. So I'm just gonna let this clip sit by itself for a minute. As you can see, this this one was not very happy that I was picking her up, but like I said in the last video, this tub that I bought from Walmart really worked well for probably the first 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then they just kind of got a little too big for it. As you can see, this was me just practicing how to pick them up in this early stage. I watched a YouTube video, and the guy in the YouTube video said you gotta hook them over their wings and then have their legs go between your fingers there. And there's also a trick that you can do if they start freaking out. You just flip them around and have them be upside down, and for whatever reason it makes them stop freaking out. But as you can see in this clip, I still have the black chick, but she went under a little bit of a transformation, as you'll see throughout these clips. And needless to say, she does not look like this anymore. But as you can see, some of their feet are still a little green from the packaging. So actually, I think this is not even a couple weeks old. This clip is pretty old. So this is probably a few days. I don't know. You'll see. This is when we move them into the dog pen. Like I said in the last video, I came across a bunch of these clips, so I figured I'd just throw them in here at the end. If you have not owned chickens or you have not raised chickens yet, this is half of the experience, is just laughing at them freaking out and enjoying their new spaces and everything. And at first they can be a little skittish, but after a while it gets pretty fun. So here's the work on the coop and the run. I bought this run off of Amazon for like 150 bucks. It's kind of a piece of junk, I'm not gonna lie, but overall it's pretty good quality in terms of the frame. But the as you can see, I'm messing with the thing there. The netting that goes around the whole run that they give you is really flimsy, so I would not suggest you buy that. So back in the dog pen here, as you can see, they're starting to do that little leg stretch. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things to watch these little guys do. And they were getting pretty adventurous at this point, and they were actually hopping on top of that heating plate. The grit bowl, there's a little rock in there. One of the chickens is climbing over that, pecking. And this is when I added that 2x4. So you can see the little black one. She's pecking everybody. She's like, let me up there, let me up there. Watching these back, it's really crazy how quickly they grow. Fast forward another week, here we go. Big leg stretches in the back. And these ladies are starting to look a little weird now. You can see that black one is starting to get more white feathers coming in, and the down on most of these ladies is starting to go. Obviously they got a lot of energy, and when they shoot back and forth, it's really funny just to sit there and watch them, especially if you got nothing else to do. So I had to switch the feeder to a mason jar instead of that plastic one because they started climbing on top of it. And funnily enough, it was only that feeder. They never climbed on top of the water. But what ended up happening was they would get on top of it, knock it over, and then start wasting food. So anyway, this is an update from when I finished the run. I kind of did the skirt method because I didn't feel like burying everything. It's pretty rough ground that I put this over, and honestly, it would have taken a lot longer to bury. I did bury the other one, and obviously there's a hole right there. Back inside, and Now they're really getting to that ugly stage. And I gotta say, this part was pretty rough because they were getting pretty big and very active, and they would not shut up. And they were starting to smell a little bit. I was doing pretty much the deep litter method for this whole time while they were inside, just because cleaning it out was kind of rough. We did clean it out one time, so they were inside for about 6 weeks. I think we cleaned it out at the 3 week mark, and then we just kind of kept adding shavings after that. But this is the point where it was like getting to where it's like you really want to put them outside, but they're just not quite ready yet. I think this was around like 4 weeks, given that some of them still have down on the head and all that. But this at this point, this was like June, and it was already getting hot, and we made the final executive decision to move them outside. But before I did that, I went to Tractor Supply and I got them this little toy. And like anything else you introduce to chickens, at first they are not going to be interested in it. They're going to be afraid. So it took them a while to warm up to it, but eventually they did. And this is just a clip of them at night, probably about an hour before sunset was happening. I don't know. We had them next to a large window, so I tried to expose them to natural light as much as possible, and then they kind of got the rhythm of day and night, kind of circadian cycle or whatever it's called. And at this point, they really didn't need this brooder plate. These birds are white Wyandottes, and I can say at the end of June, they for sure did not need heat. And this is one of the last shots of the coop and the run before getting them outside and putting the shavings in. As you can see, I have the ramp set up here on the cinder block. It's an elevated coop. This ramp was just the leftover plywood that we had from the floor. It's the chicken door. And yeah, I think it came out pretty well. They got this little area underneath. It's like half sand. All this vegetation's gone now. But this is the initial canopy as well. And so far, it's been working out pretty well. This is them. We ended up moving the actual dog pen into the coop. I ended up taking out the galvanized feeder. As you can see, everything is underneath there. We're just using that for storage in the meantime. And I consulted one of the people I know that has chickens, and she said, listen, just put the whole thing in there if you can for a few days, just so they feel comfortable and so they don't freak out or anything. They did freak out a little bit, but I mean, any change is gonna, invoke some sort of feeling. And this next clip is just me walking up to them and saying hello in the morning. So I'm gonna let you enjoy this little piece right here. And I can't help but butt back in here, but it is funny to walk in and see them. This is after their first night. They survived their first night. I put a little tree stump in there. This was a rough setup, I gotta admit, with this dog pen inside. And I was very excited to just let them out and let them start exploring everything. I mean, this is, a months-long project. We put a lot of work into everything, and just being able to do this while also, balancing work and life and everything in general. So uh, I was excited to let them kind of explore, and as you can see, it was kind of lumpy and everything on the ground there, so we were excited to let them just finally be chickens outside. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Keep squeezing them. Come on. There you go. You can do it. Come on. It's okay. Alright, you're the first one. See, not that bad. Nope, back in.
You guys are assholes. You gotta get them all out one by one. You have to put them on the ground here.
Yeah, I think so. Can you help me? Alright.
You want to unzip that leading top.
No. Just go through here. You
You're
can-
not gonna want it. They're so upset.
I know. It's amazing how quick they grew, huh? I left some of the worms over there. Wow. This is a big moment.
They're just outside.
Baby's outside. Alright. Let's move that other thing. So after we moved that other thing, chickens decided they did in fact like the outdoors. This one found a worm, and they ended up scratching and pecking to their heart's desire. And I gotta say, honestly, this whole process of raising them inside in the Tupperware first, and then the dog pen, and finally getting them out here, and just having the ability to go outside at any moment and see there's a bunch of chickens that you own is really cool. I'm excited to show you where they're at in the next video.